spiritual family? It's your boy Shark Out of Water here again. Hopefully y'all been doing cool since last time. Y'all bear with me. I'm in the rush hour traffic, after work. Just got off. But hey, God brought something to my mind that I want to share with you all. So that's what I'm about to do. So today I want to talk about be yourself, man. Just be yourself. What do I mean by being yourself? Is pretty much self-explanatory. I think too often we live in a society where we're expected to conform, try to be like everybody else, try to like the same things, trying to talk the same way, walk the same way, all that. But God, that's not who God made you to be. God made you special in your mother's womb for a reason. He wants you to be different. He made you different and set apart for a reason. That's why they call it set apart. If you're just like everybody else, then how can you fulfill your goals or your mission? If you're thinking the same, you're walking the same, you're talking the same, you're doing the same thing as everybody else, you're not really set apart. You're just like everybody else. You're a part of everything else, literally. In today's society, people will try to shun you or make you feel bad for being different than them. Don't let people's negativity or opinion of you change because of how they feel, Just because you don't dress the same way as everybody else or talk like everyone else, don't feel bad, I feel like people who try to bully people because they're different secretly wants to be like them, They don't have the courage to actually be them true selves, so they will put on this fake persona to try to appease people. Don't be a people pleaser, Now, it's cool to be empathetic to people and, care for people, but don't be a people pleaser. We are not meant to get along with everybody in this world. There's billions of people in this world. You're bound not to like somebody, or you're bound not to like how they talk or walk or dress. Sometimes it ain't even about that. Maybe you just don't like how they look, So don't feel like you got to change yourself to conform. Be yourself and everything else will literally follow. When it comes to relationships and friendships, be yourself. You will attract everything that's meant for you. I'm going to say that one more time. You will attract everything that's meant for you as long as you be you. God put things in place for you so you can attract certain things. Don't let that one go over your head. When people see you doing something different than them, a lot of times they're going to hate. They say, oh, you're not doing it right, or you're too this, you're too that. Like, forget what they think, Unless they're your husband or your wife or, somebody significant to you. And even then, a lot of people be hating that we're close to sometimes, But that's a whole nother discussion. Do you, If you like to collect Pokemon cards, do that. If you like to play basketball on the weekends and you're 55, do that. You know what I'm saying? Just because people around you can't do it or don't want to do it or don't have no interest in it, it's not meant for everybody, I always had the mentality where I don't care how people feel about me. I'm going to be myself. I'm going to show up as myself. And whoever rocks with that, they rock with it. If they don't, they don't. I don't owe no explanations to nobody. I'm not going out my way to hurt nobody or antagonize nobody either. But I'm going to show up as my genuine and authentic self 100% of the time. And I'm going to be in environments where I can be myself 100% of the time. Because when you go into environments, say you got a new job or you join like a club or something, or you're starting to hang out with new friends or something like that, If they start making critiques on you or how you carry yourself or how you do something, like maybe you just need to find some better friends or find a new job, you know? Or sometimes just stay to yourself. There's nothing wrong being to yourself. I used to often get picked on because I'm more of an introvert. I know it may not seem like it, like because I got a YouTube channel, and I make a lot of videos of me talking. In person, I'm not much of a big talker. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd rather stay to myself and you know, speak when necessary. Like I've never been the type to just talk to hear myself talk, and that rubs people the wrong way sometimes. You know, when people who are the opposite of me, who just love to socialize, love to say every thought that pops into their head, when they come around me, I'm kind of like a enigma to them. I'm kind of like a mystery. Like they can't figure me out because I'm so quiet. It's not that I'm shy. It's not that I'm scared to talk or anything. It's just I really don't have nothing to say. You know, people be like, why aren't you talking? Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you like, why I gotta do all that? You know? If I feel like talking, I'm gonna talk. If you bring that side out of me, I will definitely talk to you. So that's the hurdle when it comes to getting to know me. Like I may not be everybody's cup of tea. Like I'm not about to sit there and talk to you for hours or talk about some BS because you want to. I'm very much comfortable with being alone. Like I done been on one-man trips. Like I went to Vegas by myself. I went to restaurants, clubs by myself, all that. Like I'm not scared to be alone. For some people, they're scared of that. Like extroverts, they gotta be in a crowd. They gotta be communicating with a lot of people, or you know, for long periods of time or whatever. That's how they charge their battery. Me, I'm the exact opposite. At one point in my life, in my like mid-20s, I used to try to change that about me. Like I used to try to seek to change my introvertism, if that makes sense. Like I wanted to change that. I don't talk to people like that. I wanted to get out my shell, and every time I tried to, again, this was in my mid-20s, I would get burnt out fast. Like I would be severely tired, to the point where even when I'm alone, I feel like burnt out. Like it wasn't me. And then that's when I learned about introverts and extroverts. Like I learned that it's okay for you to not tend to socialize as much. You know, I'm not saying be antisocial or just be in your own box and stuff. Like if you do that, that's you, you know. In my job, I can't really do that. I have to talk to people. But I learned that it has to be a balance. Like yes, I can sit there and talk for hours. I can network, I can communicate with people, but I also need time to myself. I need time to pray. I need time to, you know, get my thoughts together. I don't want to sit there and just blah, 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 blah. Like that's never been me. Unless I'm getting paid to do so, you know? So I say all that to say, you don't have to change a thing about yourself. If you love yourself the way you are and you're not hurting nobody, you're not causing any harm in any type of way, then be yourself, you know. Whoever is around you saying that's a problem, then maybe you just need to switch some people around or something, or maybe you need to find some new people to be around. Because if somebody truly wants to be a part of your life or truly wants to see you happy, they will adjust to you just like you adjust to them. Like one of my best friends, he's an extrovert to the extreme. Like he is the socializer, and we always laugh about this. I tell him like, hey man, ever since we was kids, you was always the one that was doing the most talking. You introduced me to a lot of friends that we still have to this day because of him. And you know, I like that was just your strength, you know. But we had a good relationship because we balanced each other out. Like, okay, when it was time for class, I'd be like, hey man, it's time to chill out. It's time to stop talking. Let's focus. Let's lock in. Let's get these grades out the way, and then we can, you know, do what we do. And then, you know, he would counter that by, you know, encouraging me to get out my shell more, you know. I actually started getting into sports because of him, you know what I'm saying? So I'm very grateful to have extroverted friends, because what's life without balance, you know? So I say all this to say, like, hey, as long as you love yourself, you can look in the mirror and look at yourself like, hey, man, I love me. I love what I bring. I love what I do. Then who cares what people think? Be yourself and everything else will fall into place. That goes for love life, friendship, you know, work. You know, work is its own beast in itself, you know. If you know you're not a socializer or you're not a people person, shall I say, then don't get a job where you got to talk to people all day, you know. If you're not a person who can sit alone by themselves and without talking to people for long periods of time, don't be in a job like that, you know. You got to play to your strengths and your weaknesses. Accept the things about yourself and love yourself. Improve on what you need to improve on. The one critique or criticism that I can say that I have actively worked on and still working on to this day, sometimes I can be too quiet. Sometimes I just don't have nothing to say, even when I should. And I'm just working on that middle ground, like to the point where I'm not burning myself out by having pointless conversations. But also, I don't want to be this antisocial person. So I want to find a middle ground for me, you know. And it looks different for everybody else, you know. It's not going to look the same to your neighbor down the street. It's not going to look the same to your mother, your father. You just got to find your journey and do that. Don't feel bad, you know. Be yourself. Show up as yourself every single day. You know, somebody gonna like it, somebody gonna love it. Somebody not gonna like it, somebody gonna hate it. Just keep it honest with yourself and keep it 100 with yourself. Just know who you are. Do some deep meditation and really work on yourself. But I just wanted to say that because I feel like a lot of people struggle with that. And I can honestly say at one point in my life, I was one of those people, but now I'm really over it, but I'm just 100% like myself. Like I can sit there and talk to you about a lot of things. I'm more of a deep talker. I can talk about many things. I can socialize. I can do this. I can do that. But sometimes I may not feel like it, you know. I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I'm not going to hold a dagger to my throat because I didn't say hi to 12 people today. It's just me being honest. Like, hey, I have other great qualities and I can bring other things to the table. We all have strengths and weaknesses, so play to them. But that's all I got to say, man. I hope this blessed somebody, and I hope y'all are having a great day. God bless those who have tapped in with me. Hello to everybody who tapped in. I see your comments at the bottom. But other than that, man, have a blessed day. Remember to love yourself and be yourself. Show up 100% of the time as 100% of yourself. It's your boy Shark out of the water. Back at it again with a new video. Go check out my other videos. Go check out my Go check out my TikTok, Shark Talks. Link in the bio, stuff like that. But be blessed, y'all. Praying for y'all. I'll talk to y'all next time. Peace out.